Let me explain what we've got here. We've got two beakers, one inside the other. We've got a smaller beaker with a dye in it and an outer beaker with water in it. And there's a mesh between the two. And what I can do is let the two dyes mix. So let's have a look at this first of all. You can see that the inner container, the dye is getting lighter, and the outer container, the dye is getting darker. Now what we can do here is we can change the size of the outer beaker. Look, see, it's bigger. Now what I'd like you to do is to tell me please what will happen to the curves. Now we've got a bigger beaker. What will the curves look like? What will the dyes look like?
They want to mix together to be the same, but the inside will lighten up a lot more.
So let's have a look at this. If I press run, oh, you can see this time, because there's more water in the outer beaker, the overall colour is lighter. The concentration is weaker than it was. It still does reach a kind of steady colour when everything is all fully mixed up. But because there's more in the outer beaker, it's more spread out. It's more spread out. Now what we've got this time is green. Now green means temperature, and what we've got in the middle is a hot beaker, and on the outside is a cooler beaker, maybe a nice hot cup of tea in the middle and some cold water on the outside. And just like before, if I let the two mix, they will reach a steady temperature. They'll reach one temperature. In this case it's 40. Now this graph is important, and what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to get either one of those mini whiteboards or some squared paper, and I'd like you very carefully please to copy down this graph on the whiteboard or squared paper, because we're going to use it again in a minute or two. So task 1, could you please copy neatly onto a whiteboard or squared paper these heating and cooling curves. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size of the outer beaker, like so, just like we did with the dyes. Now your second task, task 2, is on the copy of the curves that you've just made. Could you now predict, could you now draw what you think the two new curves, the heating of the outer beaker and the cooling of the inner beaker, can you draw on two more curves to show what that will look like when I will press the run button? Thank you very much. Good luck. Okay, now what you should find this time is that a steady temperature is reached when the two are mixed up nice and thoroughly, but this time, because there's more colder water, the steady temperature is lower. Look, it's about 25 degrees here as opposed to 40 before. Now, task 3 is to, on your whiteboard or your squared paper copy, could you please label the axes? Could you please label the two cooling curves? Could you please label the two heating curves? And could you put on a title? Thank you very much. Why have you called some of them heating? Why did you call those two heating and the other two cooling?
Because the other